Welcome back to another video, folks. In today's video, we are tackling several projects here at Wild Horses. We've got updates that we're doing to Morgan's frame, or at least that we're trying to do. We've got some updates that we're doing to the showroom with some epic Project X products. And the main thing that we'll be tackling this week is getting the pit bull ready for a trail that we'll be doing in the coming weeks. Now, as you guys know, this thing likes to throw a lot of fits. It breaks things every now and again. Who's to blame but myself? So we've got all of that coming up, plus more, so make sure you guys stay tuned. With that said, let's get into the video. For today's project, me and Morgan are gonna be taking measurements of his Bronco frame for the 3-link suspension for the front that he wants to do. Now, I know nothing about this. Morgan's a little bit more well-versed, so we're gonna bug him and see what he could tell us about what we're doing here. Okay, Morgan, so you've done 3 links before, I assume?
You're kidding, right? No.
No, you've never done a 3-link? You've done 4 links? You've welded. You have welded before. That's about all we need to do this. With that said, obviously we've got your frame here. It's more or less a blank slate, but we do have some points that we're gonna be measuring that will help determine the 3-link placement and how all of this is gonna work, correct?
Yes.
So what are we dealing with here? What measurements are we taking today just to get us in the neighborhood?
So we are gonna take some measurements on where I think the links are gonna go, and then I'm gonna put it into the calculator and we're gonna see how I did. And then from there I can make adjustments and move stuff around and shorten stuff or lengthen stuff depending on where I want it to be.
Sweet. Give us a quick synopsis of what we're actually, what points we're actually measuring to. There's not many.
We're gonna base everything off of the rear axle location. So we'll start with wheelbase, then we measure rear axle to frame link mount location, rear axle to front link mount location for the lowers. Same thing for rear axle to upper link mount, upper tower, and that way everything's got a starting point. Essentially, it's all based off of the rear axle, and that's how the graph knows where to put things on a point.
The important part here is that we're gonna get these measurements down so that we can keep making progress on this Bronco frame. Also, forgive me if I sound like a freaking cow right now. I've got this mass right behind my nose. I think going from cheek to cheek, forehead to chin of just snot.
Here's mucus.
So if you guys can hear that, just ignore it. But with that said, it's enough talking. Let's get these measurements down and we'll see where we end up with this 3-link calculator and how good Morgan is at guessing. All right, Morgan, walk us through some of the I don't know, the fears or anxieties of tackling something like this. Do you have any worries?
Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of time and a lot of fabrication into this and a lot of thought into this. If something's not correct in the geometry of the suspension or anything, it's gonna drive like crap, it's gonna handle like crap, and it'll just be a lifetime of regret.
You got it, man. All right, so now that we've got all of those measurements, it is the moment of truth. Morgan's plugging them into the computer right now, and we're gonna see, I don't know if he knows what he's doing or not.
So as of right now, that's gonna drive like crap.
You really screwed that up.
The important part is you gotta make some changes.
Yes, to be continued.
Alrighty, folks, on the list of random things that we get to do today, we have got a brand new Project X modular bumper bracket for the HP70s that has just arrived. So we're gonna pop it out of the box, check it out, and swap these lights from our Stealth Mod bumper mount. Let's pop this sucker out. Beautiful, this is my first time seeing this puppy. Unfortunately for us, nobody at Wild Horses runs the stock modular bumpers because we all want it to be different. But if you're looking to be different with a stock modular bumper and get some major horsepower out of your lights, then this is an option for you. So to start this off, it is a total coincidence that I am dolled up head to toe in Project X. These things just showed up, so I guess it was the perfect day to wear this little getup. The other thing to mention is, for those of you wondering, I have no idea what this thing is in the background. It is one of Morgan's random projects that's ended up here at the shop. So if you guys got any questions about that, bug him about it. I think he wants to sell it if I'm not mistaken, but if not, hit him up anyways and get it off his hands. He's got way too many projects and he's got to get that Bronco done. With that said, let's take a look at the Project X bracket. This thing was specifically made for the Ford Bronco modular bumpers, whether a 2-door, a 4-door, even a Raptor, this thing will fit. It was also specifically designed to run the HP70 Project X lights. It was made to run 4 of them, so once you get this thing installed, your front bumper is gonna be putting out 60,000 lumens. It doesn't mess with camera visibility. You can see a couple of the lights in the corners, but the majority of your camera is not blocked. So all of this is getting dumped on our website right now, so feel free to check it out in the description below. Anyways, guys, we could talk about this product along with all of the other thousands of products that we've got all day long. We've got a million things to do here at Wild Horses. I haven't even started editing the video that you guys are watching right now. Time is ticking. We've got stuff to do, so if you guys got any more questions, definitely check out the link below or hit us up in the comments section with any questions you have. With that said, let's get these lights swapped over and get this bracket in the showroom. Beauty. There you go, 4 lights installed on the Project X modular bumper bracket. The good news is we actually do have a knockoff modular bumper sitting in our showroom already. Let's go ahead and head up to the showroom, get this installed, and then we can move on with the rest of the project we got going on. All right, folks, and just like that, we've got the Project X light mount mounted to the bumper. Super simple, super easy. This knockoff bumper takes it perfectly. So we got a pretty smoking deal on this thing actually. So if you're local, you're looking for a modular bumper, definitely stop in. And if you're interested in the Project X setup that we've got going here, I'm guaranteeing we can get a solid deal going on this whole kit for you. We've even got some wire and harnesses. So that is that, just another random project here at Wild Horses, kind of a little behind the scenes of just the random stuff that we have to do day to day to keep this train moving, but that's what it takes. So with that said, let's get back to work. Next up, the Pitbull is in here getting its yearly maintenance, guys. As you know, if you've been watching this channel for a little bit, that should probably happen more often than it does, but sometimes things need to break in order for me to actually start working on this thing. Lo and behold, some things have broken. I believe the hub is broken, which we'll test here in a minute. And I've got some other maintenance things to do before I take this thing out on the trail in a couple weeks. So with that said, stay tuned for that video because that'll be a lot of fun. With that said, time is ticking. I still don't have this video completely edited and I'm filming more for it. So let's get to work and quit yapping and see what we can come up with. Oh my gosh. How many pieces? The beauty of the skinny pedal. And now for the ultimate test. Both hubs are locked. And booyah, we are back in business, folks. Next on the hit list, I've got to get this headlight to work because all of the sudden, as stuff on these 50-year-old trucks does, the headlight is no longer working. So it could be as simple as a ground or we could have something a little bit more complicated going on. So we're gonna fix that. What I would like to do, if you guys look closely, these are Project X headlights. What's cool about these is they have 2 built-in cameras that you can use to record audio, or you can stream to a device inside your cab and use it as a front camera. But they have SD card slots and all that, so you could film your whole adventure from the Bronco's point of view, and they're super rad. So I'm gonna try to wire that, because up to this point I haven't used them yet because I ran out of time to wire them like a year ago. Now is a little break in all the busyness that we've got. That said, it's still busy. And so as with everything, we're gonna stop talking and we're gonna see if we can fix the light, get the cameras running, and get this video edited in time for Friday. So this is where we're at right now, guys. As of right now, I have tested the Project X lights just externally out of the harness. They turn on and they work, so that's good news. What I am going to do now is use our night lighter harness and get it all plugged in before I actually wire all of this, and see if that solves the issue. There's a lot of selling points for this harness, which I'm not gonna go into just yet, just because, again, time is ticking and I need to see if I can get these lights to work before I start moseying on down the road again. So give me a second to get all of this plugged in. I'll kick the lights back on and see if we've got power. One weird thing I just discovered is when I ground out the harness side to the battery, this light kicks on. It's not that the harness isn't grounded out, literally hooked up to the battery, but it must be the ground on the stock harness side that I've got to hunt down and see if that's worked itself loose or something like that. So let's keep digging here, folks. Alrighty, folks. So we have diagnosed the absolute crap out of this thing. We've spent way more time than this was supposed to take. We are out of time for this project, because if I worked on this all throughout the night, I would have no time to get this video out in time. So I think that we've got our video topic for next video, but as of right now, I've got to leave this here all spaghettied out, intestines spilling out of the pit bull. That's the tough thing about working on these classic Broncos for myself and for you guys, is you'll get, you know, into the thick of it, and then you've got more responsibilities that call your name. So that's part of the gig, guys. With that said, stay tuned for the next video where hopefully we'll get all of this buttoned up. We do have a lot of great stuff coming down the tank. It's all been scheduled. It's all on the calendar, and we're gonna be filming it all, and I can't quite tell you yet, but make sure you stay tuned. Subscribe if you're not already. Become one of the horsemen. We would love to have you. With all of that being said, we'll see you guys out there on the trail. Well, real quick, comment below what you think is up with this thing. Peace!